Oliver Phelps.
I'm Oliver Phelps, play George Weasley in the Potter films. This is blowing my mind right now. I thought it was going to be like 3 men and a dog, but this is thank you so much for coming and making us feel so welcome here. So, cheers.
Alright everybody, if you want to ask a question, you can start lining up over here. But before we get to that, do you guys mind if I ask you a few questions first?
Sure, yeah.
Alright, so, welcome to Salt Lake City, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is not your first time, right? No. You don't know this, but I met you right after the first film. When you were like, that tall. And I was like that tall, but not that much shorter than I am now. So, I'm not going to take a lot of time, so if you want to start lining up, we'll do that. But what was it like working with Maggie Smith and Alan Rickman right off? I mean, you're young and you get on stage, right? You get on set and these awesome actors are there. What was that like? Eeny, meeny, miny, moe.
It was really cool. Well, yeah, because Potter was our first ever gig, our first ever job. So, first day on set, we're on set with Richard Harris, David Bradley, Tropical Train, and
the list goes on and on.
Yeah, it was really good. And what was really good as well is that no one was ever too big to not come and say hey, or if you got any questions to go and ask them. So that was a really cool and very good way to make us feel that way. Cool. Yeah,
all right. So I'm not going to take a lot of time, but there was like 2 more things I want to ask you. Could you order a Big Mac in your best American accent?
What kind of American? Like annoying?
From McDonald's, a Big Mac, a hamburger.
No, I mean in annoying. I mean my friend and I just on a road trip across doing loads of hiking, and we discovered that the average teenager is like I mean, I'll have a, Big Mac. And they don't say if somebody doesn't understand you, they don't say pardon. What? So we did end up in, my friend Elliot, who's back there, oh there he is, we ended up in this proper western town, and the best way I can describe it is it was I thought I'd seen everything in America until this trip, so that was real.
That's how they spoke?
Yeah. So what, so they go,
Big Mac and cheese.
I'll have Big Mac and cheese.
Where was this town? Do you know what's
I have no idea.
Because I don't want to go there. Alright, so I know that one of you are both playing guitars, alright? You're into music?
He plays, I listen.
You listen. If you could have written any song in the world, what would you play and why?
From a guitar point of view.
Sure.
Freebird by Skinner.
Okay, I want to play a quick game with you, and we're going to get to the questions, because the line is really long. So, being twins though, I know you probably hate this. I want you to answer at the same time. I'm going to give you either or questions, and I want you to answer at the same time. Ready?
Okay.
You ready? Apple or Android?
Android.
This says a lot about their character. Tea or coffee?
Tea.
You didn't answer. answer. Oh, you did? I didn't hear you. Okay. Makes sense.
I'm English.
So maybe the fish or chips or hamburgers and fries doesn't really count?
Yeah, fish and chips.
Rock or pop music?
Rock.
Chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate.
Surf or ski?
Well, I've tried surf, and it didn't end well. So being in Utah, it's got to be skiing.
Marvel or DC?
Asking that question around this area.
People will come pay for your photo ops just to kill you if you don't answer.
Exactly. I'm going to say they're both great being a diplomat I am. Vote for me, yeah.
Here's another controversial one. Star Wars or Star Trek? In America, we say we plead the fifth. You can do that since you're here. All right. One last one, and we'll get to the questions. Salt Lake City or Los Angeles?
That's a bit here. It's got to be Salt Lake City, sure.
All right, James and Oliver Phelps, everybody. Let's go to the first question.
Hi, I'm Julia, and this is my nephew Atticus, and he has a question for you. So what's your favorite prank?
Right, so we had a few. How old are you, Agnes?
How old are you?
6.
6. Okay, because you're 6, we're going to have to think of a different one. For me, my favourite prank we did was when we were filming the 5th movie. And we had a 4-week hiatus coming up halfway through filming in the summer. So we were chatting with some of the girls who were in the makeup department. And there was one girl who was just talking the whole time about going away to the seaside in England. You know, every day, blah, blah. Okay, great. Anyway, it turned out I was going to the same town a week before, so I found out the name of the car park, I knew where she was going to. And when she got back, we found out her car registration details. Obviously the make of the car, when she was there, and we devised this script and called her up, pretending to be from the car parking firm. Basically saying, oh, by the way, we're recording this at this point. We're recording the whole thing. And we say, yes, hello, I'd like to speak to Grace. Are you there? Yes, it's me. So, so I need to get in touch with you because you've been part of this car park in Newquay when it exceeds £1,000. And this is a girl she's 17 years old, scraping it together. And he said, so we need to claim the money as your car parking rent has gone over this amount. And, pardon? So I said, yes, well, we can always repossess your car if that's any good to So anyway, we said to her, I'll tell you what, would you like to put it in writing and complain? Oh, that'd be great, yeah, okay, so can you respond to the email? Okay, so it's OLIVERPHES @gotyou.com. Okay, thanks. Because anyway, she read it back, but she said a bit of expletive. But anyway, so we got her on that prank, and then we ended up just Bluetoothing this whole video around the studios while we were filming. So that was our prank for this audience.
Thank you. Next question.
Throughout your career, what sacrifice or experience did you find the most impactful or fulfilling?
I'm ahead. That was an impact. What did you say? You haven't done much talking yet. Yeah.
You may learn that Oliver does all the talking, and I'm just going to sit there waiting for my chance to jump in.
So, the younger brother who can surround him.
Shut up, see? Biggest sacrifice for... I guess when we were filming in London, and we're not from London, we're from Birmingham, which is better. No, so we were filming down there, so we could only spend 9 months of the year down south. So I guess I sacrificed the hanging out with friends up there and your family, that kind of aspect. But on the flip side, we were doing the films, we made great friends down south, and so we kind of had like a double life going on. So I guess it's kind of sacrifice, but also a good thing as well. So thank you.
My name is Joe, if it matters. So my question is, a lot of the fans that I know were disappointed that the twins weren't utilized more in the films. We wanted to see, all of a sudden first years puking or having nosebleeds or turning into canaries, anything like that. So the question is, what part of your characters from the books were you most wishing had been in the film?
For me, yeah, similar feeling, obviously from a character and selfish point of view as well. For me, it would be the swamp scene from the. I did get why they cut, if it wasn't pivotal to Harry's journey, why it wasn't in the story, but it still would have been cool to have shot that.
Thank you. All right, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Piper. I just wanted to ask, so it's been said that you guys have been known to switch roles while filming. I was wondering which scenes you did that in and if any of them made it into any of the movies.
Hi Piper. Sorry to disappoint. But we didn't actually switch roles that much, no matter what Wikipedia tells you.
Well, if it's on the internet, it's not true.
No. So, yeah, basically one time we ever switched was in a rehearsal, and that was, that was on a Great Hall day, so there's about 600, you know the shot when it looks all the way straight down the Great Hall, and so we're like way at the back. And it was just rehearsal, so we switched sides, and then we switched back for the shot. One of the main reasons that we didn't ever switch roles is because there's 600 people who work on the crew. We don't want to be the reason they're either working on Saturday or overtime when they can get back to their families. Just the kind of guy But anyway, we decided to tell that story on a promo tour once. And then ever since then we've been getting things back about how we were caught out, switching roles, and they refilm. We had to write a written apology to Warner Brothers. Incredible, really, so yeah. Anyway, thank you.
Hi, I'm Kyler. We met you earlier at the table and we were talking about a scene in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire where the dancing McGonagall is teaching. And there was one thing we forgot to ask, and that was if you could say this 5 times fast. Babbling, bumbling band of baboons.
I'm gonna need some help though. I'm gonna yeah, I need some help. On 3.
Okay.
1. 3.
Babbling, babbling, band of baboons. Babbling, bumbling band of baboons. Babbling, bumbling band of baboons. Babbling, bumbling band of baboons.
So I know you were in films for many years, and you were close to a lot of the kid actors. I was already presenting adult actors you were close to, what your relationship was like, people Alan Rickman, Dr. Smith, Gary Oldman, but with these adult actors, what was that dynamic like?
It kind of got, I suppose, the longer the go away, go away. It's my show, my show. As the films went on, it kind of became I suppose we grew confidence to go and talk to these older guys.
He had a lot of confidence to talk, as you can tell.
Yeah, exactly. Because you can actually go and ask them advice on things, how they would shoot this scene, what would you do in this scene, why would you do that. And then at other times, like in the later films, we'd go out for a curry and Mark played our dad, Mark Williams, and stuff like that. So we had a really good rapport with everyone. It was really very lucky, very lucky.
Hi, my name is Zoe, and I would like to ask, what is your opinion on Voldemort?
He's alright, isn't he, Voldemort?
I think he's very misunderstood, personally. No, Well, tough question, is it? I would say that he's possibly the most evilest person in the whole of fiction. But, yeah, that's all I can say.
Yeah, you're right, yeah. I wouldn't want to go to his head.
Go ahead.
If you could have any magical item from Harry Potter be in your life, what would it be and how would you use it?
For me, it would be a portkey. Like, I've learned that people have, this weekend have travelled quite a lot far to get here. And car journeys suck, airplanes suck. So a portkey, you just touch it and you're there. Done.
I would have a time turner. For the sole reason that you would know every sporting result noted. So you flip back, come on like an outsider, where you legally able to gamble, and collect the winnings out.
Thank you, go ahead.
Are you a Doctor Who fan?
Hi, I'm Sarah. My question is, has either of you played the Muggle version of Quidditch?
I haven't played it, I've witnessed it. We did a similar thing a couple of weeks ago in Toronto, and there was the two universities were having a game, and I didn't actually realise that people ended in hospital. Seriously, this guy was knocked out, and I was just like, we should help him. No, he's fine. Extreme. Go ahead.
My name's Emma. I was just wondering if either of you have played or like gone online and taken the Pottermore quiz to find out which house you're in.
Yeah. I've got to be honest, I want to say I manipulated the result with my answers because I thought I have to be in Gryffindor. I mean, I've already got the outfit. So yes, I'm in Gryffindor, although James...
I haven't done Pottermore yet. But, okay, now. It'd be a really boring Q&A, wouldn't it? But I did do at the exhibition that has gone around the country, they did a sorting hat, and I was, the girl who was doing had no idea who I was or anything, she was nice enough. Anyway, and I was actually a Hufflepuff. Thank you.
If you could have if you could use one spell from the Harry Potter universe in everyday life, what would it be?
I'm a bit, I wouldn't say lazy, but I like remote controls. So for me, Lenny Corpus would be great, because say if you sit down and your drink's over there, forget this.
So I've been camping for the last couple of weeks, and my torch ran out of battery one night. So Lumos would be my go-to.
I was wondering, are you as close as you are in the movies?
Not really. No, we are actually in a funny way.
Define funny way.
He does all the talking and I have to listen. I guess doing the movies we had to work together a lot. We travel together a lot. And luckily, as families go, we're from a pretty good, tight-knit family, so yeah, we are pretty close.
Hi, so my name is Catherine, and did you guys ever try to take something from set?
No,
Warner Brothers or
Did not.
Yeah, if anyone's watching. No, we borrowed a few things. The one thing I always did want to take though, or hoping that one day they'd present to me would be my wand. But they were, no, you don't have that, it went. So I had to make do and borrow so I've actually got framed in my house one of the bags from the joke shop with all that on it. Next to it is George's ear. Which is really funny if workmen ever come to the house. No, it's just an ear.
I was wondering, what do you miss most about filming the movies?
For me, I actually kind of miss just hanging out with all the guys on a daily basis. Because filming it, obviously you imagine you get some quite tight-knit friendship groups, so we still meet up every so often, but it was just really cool to be able to hang out every day.
And I'm just wondering, what is the most memorable thing that happened on the set of Harry Potter?
There's a lot. I think for me, one of them would be when we did in the Goblet of Fire, we did the Yule Ball scene, which is great. So we did it the week before Christmas, so it was very festive. We've been learning this dance moves for the past 3 weeks before, which you see for about a second in the film. And we did that, but unfortunately they had to cut it for some legal reason. But there's a scene in the Yule Ball scene that was when the Weird Sisters play a gig, and it was based in Radiohead, fronted by Jarvis Cocker from Poland, which to us was great. And they did pretty much one take of it, didn't they? And it was like watching a concert in the Great Hall, and they had all these megaphones at the back of the stage, which blew. We had Warwick Davis crowd surfing. We were in the middle of a mosh pit. It was the easiest day of work I've ever had. Go ahead.
Hello, my name is Shane, and I brought my twin brother Sean with me. In twins, there's always a good twin and evil twin. So
Gotta be careful how I answer to him otherwise.
I would say I'll sound perfect, let's just be honest. I don't know, who would you say? I'd say I'm the good one.
my question is, you guys both tweet quite a bit about sports. Could you tell us about each of your favorite sports?
Really. We do a lot when we go, especially when we go away. We love going to see sports in general. And our favourite sports back home are rugby, cricket, football. But while we've been in the States, we've been able to go to a basketball game. So, well, not this time. But we've seen like basketball games, college football games, NFL games, MLS games, baseball. Whatever you play, we'll watch type thing. So, yeah, and we're hoping to go see a game tonight as well. So, that's all. Don't really have so late.
Hi, my name is Eric, and I was wondering, how did you feel when you were asked to be part of the movie?
Yeah, actually you guys all look fantastic as well. It was a kind of a surreal moment because we've been doing auditions for it for about 6 or 7 weeks, like an additional 2 auditions every week. So by the time it came round to it, we were kind of just, are we in or not? Like it's really going on. And then eventually got the phone call and told her, yeah, we'd like you to be part of these 2 films as it was originally. They're going to make 2 and see how it went on. 15 years later, here we go. But I still remember it. I was actually waiting to give my friend a ring to play golf. And the casting director had rang up seconds before, and my mum had answered the phone, and then she'd taken the call. And of course, my mum wanted to tell my nan, and my nan and granddad. So eventually, it's like, Mum, just get off the phone. I need to arrange golf. But it was still, to be honest, it still hasn't sunk in properly how big it was for how big Potter is. So I guess we're just very lucky.
Thank you.
My name is Larissa, and I was wondering, what is your guys' favorite book?
Oh, Potter.
Harry Potter.
Yes, okay, yes. For me, it's the Prisoner of Azkaban. I quite like Deathly Hallows. I remember reading it. We were in Japan when it came out, which is quite good for spoilers because I don't speak Japanese, so I couldn't read any spoilers what I was talking about. And I was reading it. I read spoiler alert, by the way. I'm too far into this story. So we were on the. I was reading the book. And I thought, oh no, George loses an ear. That's terrible. Could have been worse. And then I got Fred. Yeah. So
All right. So I had no idea you guys were brunettes, like at all. So what was the process that you guys had to go through to keep your hair looking so ginger during all 7 and 8 of these movies?
every 3 weeks we had our hair done.
And we drank a lot of carrot juice.
Yeah, oranges, all that stuff. But yeah, every 3 weeks we had our roots touched up. And I kind of eventually got it why girls got so upset when you never noticed their hair, because if I had my hair done eventually, no one at the pub would know. Oh. But the hair dye wasn't the worst part at all, it was the eyebrow dye. So our eyebrows done as well, which no one ever thinks about. Funny story.
Yeah, cheers. I'm off. Bye.
So what they basically do is they bleach your eyebrows and then they set it for a certain time. They have to take it off after 10 minutes, so it goes ginger. One day, on one of the films, they got one of the interns to do Oliver's. Turns out the intern didn't know the exact time what it had to come off.
I think she could read a clock, to be honest.
So Oliver then rocks down to set, a bit cross.
But no one could tell.
But we couldn't tell he was cross. So all his eyebrows were so white. So they were literally drawing his eyebrows on for a couple of weeks.
It was quite handy at times that you could just put like laughter eyebrows. Angry eyebrows. Go ahead.
So, other than your characters, what were your favorite characters in the movie?
I really like Peeves in the books. In the film. Creature. I like that. He reminds me of James.
My favourite, can I say George? And I would also go with Hagrid.
Okay, so as twins and as siblings, are you guys always trying to like one-up each other?
Can you tell? Yeah. Yeah, all the time. Do you agree? Shut up. Go ahead.
Okay, first off, I gotta say that you guys look even cooler in person. Okay, hang on, I'm just trying to think. Probably besides Voldemort, what was the most hated character of the guys? Yeah, besides Voldemort, what character from Harry Potter did you guys absolutely hate above them all? For me, it was Professor Dolores Umbridge. What about you guys?
Yeah.
Don't say Umbridge. Yeah.
Can I ask for the house lights to turn just a little bit so we can see? Yeah. There we go. Hello.
In the movies, you quite similar, but usually twins are not similar, so what do you guys really like?
What, as in to not be similar or to?
Well, we both support opposing soccer teams in England. That's quite a big no-no. Divide there. Boo!
I'd say we're different in those respects, like sporting different teams is quite a common occurrence. I don't know.
Thank you, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Allison from MuggleNet.com, and my question for you is, maybe this is just James, but since you've seen it, but if you were to be a snitch in a game of Muggle Quidditch, what would your strategy be to keep away from Seekers?
It's safe to say I've never been asked that before in my life. I don't know, run like hell.
And if you could have saved any of the characters that died, which one would it have been?
I think of one.
Yeah, Dumbledore, definitely.
I'll go with Hedwig.
Hi, my name is also Michelle, sorry. And my question for you guys is, what was it like being a part of the magic that has affected so many people? Not just this room full, but like everybody.
Yeah, it's pretty surreal to think that when we're filming these films, because we're so close to it, you don't think when you're doing a scene the impact that one scene could have on somebody, thousands of miles away watching it, and you're there going through something, or it gets them through something like that. And it's cool when we come to events like this that we're able to meet people and you hear their stories about when they saw, the your ball, for example. I can remember meeting someone a couple of weeks ago and they were saying when they saw the film, it was coming up to their Christmas prom or something, and they were really worried about it. And they just said, "Oh, Harry and Ron got through it." You see things like that, and I think being so close to something, you don't realise the size and the massiveness of it. If that's even the word. Terrible grammar, terrible English. Big. Anything to add?
Thank you, go ahead.
Hi guys, my name's Olivia. This is going to be the most philosophical question you're going to have tonight, but what came first, the chicken or the egg?
This is a big spotlight. I don't know. Yes, that one. The chicken with an egg.
Go ahead.
What's it like living with a dead person?
There's a noise in my house. I don't know.
What is your favorite color?
My favourite colour is royal blue. Just happens to be the same colour as what my football team play. So.
So as one redhead to two former redheads, how many ginger jokes have you heard and which one was probably the best?
I was going alright, you know, I never really got any until South Park did one about daywalkers. No, I was alright actually. I never really got anything. Gee, look at it.
I actually used to walk to school with a redhead since I was about 7 years old, and also I used to rip on him every so often. So I think this is karma coming back at me. I thought, I think that's changed it. I don't know.
Can't really think about it. I don't think it ever made a difference with what we did, you know.
What's your one?
What about yourself? Okay. Oh right, so it's pretty deep. Yeah. So for those of you here, they wanted to turn you into a Horcrux. Okay. I'm really glad I didn't go to your school, mate. Thank you.
What scene did you have to do the most takes on?
Unfortunately for me, because I'll explain this. Unfortunately for me, it's one of the first films we did. In fact, it was the first film. It was the first big feast scene. And so they bring out like a full roast dinner, put it down a view, and it's full of like all this like amazing chicken and veg and gravy and potatoes and everything. And so we decided just to start eating. And I looked up at the top table where all the adult actors were, and they were only taking little bites. I thought, what are they doing? Oh, no. About take 24, I'm literally just... And then the next day, right, now we're going to do the Halloween scene. You thought, great, icing. Again, 24 takes later. that was the worst for me. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so we know that you've been to the Wizarding World many times. What was it like trying butterbeer for the first time?
A lot better than when we did it on set. It actually tasted nice. Whereas on set, what they do is they get like an orange juice type thing, and they put some whipped cream on top of it. I can't think why Universal Studios didn't want to go with that idea. But yeah, it's actually really cool to do it. Really nice.
Okay, so we all know that you've played a lot of pranks on set, but what's the best prank that's been played on you guys?
No, we've been pretty lucky.
I think people always know they're going to get it back twice as bad. Family show.
I know something has happened to him, and I'm trying to remember what it was. If you go, I'm going to
Let's share that one. Yeah, I don't know, sorry. No idea.
Hi, my name is Caitlin. So Dan was known for breaking wands on set, and Tom Phelps had told us when he was here for Fanix that he put chocolate in the robe's pockets. What were you two known for on set?
Don't pull pranks on us, I
think. We used to, actually, out the back of the studios, they actually set up a driving range. And we learned that if you smacked the drive as hard as you could clear the road and hit the officers on the other side of the studio. So they moved it to the other side of the studio. So instead of getting this way, we were in that way. And then we saw that they were filming the Dark Knight as well. So there's this massive...
We could hit Wayne Manor.
We could hit Wayne Manor.
Which is your favorite twin, and which are you most like?
I'd say Fred and Fred.
So, first off, I just wanted to tell you, my younger brother loves your characters so much, he named his hamsters after your characters, and Fred has just died. What has been your most awkward fan experience?
Apart from right now. just done a premiere, and then a few of us had gone out for a bite to eat after. And we're walking down the Champs-Elysees, and then we were spotted by a group of fans. And they started running at us. So we decided to run. We actually ran for about half a mile right to the Arc de Triomphe, and eventually I was like, why are we running? So I turned around and then they stopped, and then it's kind of like a, hi. And then they started going, oh, and then they ran. So we went, no, and then we ran.
All right, thank you. Do we have anybody else? Hello.
Hi, I'm Liz. What was your favorite moment that you ever had with Maggie Smith?
Watching her dance with Rupert. When we were filming that scene in Oxford, I remember we were watching it, and I think Mike, the director, saw us just like laughing. That's when he put it in, you're never going to forget that night, I think. So a lot of that scene is just totally ad-lib.
Go ahead.
If you could play any role at all in a movie or TV, what would be like your dream role to play? If you could pick anything.
I love new questions we don't have any answers ready for. It's good. It's good for us, not for you guys. It's terrible. What would you say? I'd love to be in a Western. I'd love to be in a Western, actually. And then have some big shootout thing. Yeah. Wear a hat. Some boots.
I don't know why this has even popped into my head, but I used to really love the cartoon Doug. I'd love to play Skeeter in a live animation.
There's a couple of things actually. I know someone asked this earlier today. What our tropes would be in real life? Because they say it reflects your character and stuff like that. So I was thinking about different ones. I thought mine would be a sloth. So I'm quite a chill guy. I just sit back and just chill out. What did you say?
I'd be a hedgehog. So quite zippy, but if any trouble comes, I'm not getting involved. I'm going to say.
Have you got a question? You sure? No, right up my microphone. Sorry, no, I'm being really cool. I'm being really cool.
All right, we're done, everybody. James Oliver Phelps.